best episode in the book of Boba Fett, and he wasn't in a second of it. Hey, welcome back to the channel, and we're already making it to the 5th episode of the book of Boba Fett, and boy, what a treat. Bryce Dallas Howard absolutely delivered. Absolutely delivered. She's the Midas Queen of Star Wars. Remember the 3rd episode of The Mandalorian. Remember the episode she directed also in the second season, which now I forget which number, but was also critically acclaimed by both us fans and the critics. So, what did we just see? I thought I was looking at the book of Boba Fett, but hey, what a treat nonetheless. What a treat nonetheless. Because we get to see our good old boy Mando, man. Din Djarin is back in action. And where he is, it's a complete mystery to me. But we see him with his Beskar spare. We see him here with the Beskar spare. He's got the darksaber tucked away. He's doing what he does best. He's a bounty hunter. He's not anymore with Bo-Katan. We're gonna see why. Eventually. Not in this episode, but she is mentioned. And I'm a big fan of Bo-Katan, so... So, okay. The action starts here. He gets a Klatooinian mark, a Klatooinian bounty. And why? Because he's looking for information to find his covert. And the action is taking place on a station that reminded me a lot of this. This, for you old-time fans, is KOTOR's 2 Telos Citadel Station. The principle is the same. We're dealing with an O'Neill cylinder, which is a big station around the planet. We don't know why that's there. We don't know where that's there. If it happens to be Mandalore at BMAs, but I don't think it is. We're not told where we are. We just see this gigantic station. And this first appeared in the game here. So, it's a concept in this universe, so we know it. And the saber, the dark saber forged by Tar Vizsla. We first saw it in Clone Wars. We saw it again on Rebels. So all made in Filoni. Of course it's gonna be here. And it's an important MacGuffin for Mandalorians. It's a symbol of rulership. But well, let's not get ahead of ourselves in this spoiler review, by the way. Because Mando is looking for the covert. Mando is looking for, you see, the darksaber here, Tar Vizsla. The Mando's looking for this woman. The Mando's looking for his homie, Paz Vizsla. Was already a Dikut to him in Mandalorian, the pilot episode, if I don't misremember. And the covert is just a shadow of itself. It's such a pity. Because you see them 3, that's all there is. That's all there is. And to make things worse, we got a lot of returning iconic lines. Mando's, I can bring you in cold, I can bring you in warm. To the weather country, I can bring you in warm, I can bring you in cold. But the armorer asks, after these 2 duel for the saber, because Clan Vizsla made the Tar Vizsla, which this is the last surviving member that we know of. He made the saber, he wants it back. He wants it back. So they duel. Mando wins. And she asks, have you ever removed your helmet? And Mando has. And Mando is an honorable one, so he's not gonna lie to his clan. That's why he says, I have removed it. So that he's a Darmanda, he's a Mandalorian no longer, and he's exiled from the covert, which frankly, it's a terrible miscalculation from the armorer. I mean, there's two of you and you're going to turn away the last one, valid one, the one that has a darksaber? I don't know, man. In the face of extinction, these Mandalorians almost deserve it because they're inflexible to their principle instead of adapting. And what's important is for Mando, the clan is important. For every Mandalorian, the clan is important. And we see that here. The whole episode is beautifully narrated. Beautifully. So we're going to see Mando going out in exile. He has received news from Tatooine, not about Boba first, but about having a starship. He wants a ship and he needs one, so he has to travel commercial, which is a bit hilarious because we get to see poor Mando check in his luggage, which is weapons. The whole episode is not without his irony, so that's why I really like the script here and I really like the direction style. We see again the droid. Droids are very present throughout the whole episode. First here, with the droid on the commercial trip, and then we're gonna see a few of them on Tatooine, right? The pit droids that Pelimoto had. We remember that R5 also, the droid with the bad motivator. Oh, I didn't select one. Hold on, I'm gonna just show you right in big one. And this little guy. Most of you might remember it from Jedi Fallen Order, which is a game. So there is instant callbacks to games and past movies. Bryce got her shit together as far as Star Wars goes, eh? She really does. This little guy was a droid, or at least a model like it. It's BD-1, and it's the droid that Cal Kestis, a Jedi apprentice, had during the game, since the very beginning, basically. So it's got an holographic projector. That's why I wanted to pick this image too. It shows him stuff, so it's a useful little droid. And it's not the only callback of nostalgia we're going to see through the episode, right? Because there is also this baby that already auto-spoiled myself. This is an N1 starfighter from Naboo that we saw in The Phantom Menace, the first of the prequels. And this is going to be Mando's new ship. Now, this is particularly striking, and it strikes me out because you see the yellow one, that's the normal one that the Naboo Force Army had. But this was Amidala's own. If it's the same, and I wouldn't be surprised, Mando's dealing with a lot right now. And I like the montage, which Bryce Dallas Howard also delivered in the third episode of Mandalorian, a similar montage, training montage for the militia, training montage for building my own starship. Basically, we played Meccano for a little bit, and we play Mechanic as well. So as you see, the episode is full of Easter eggs for us fans. That's why, and exactly why, we love it. Because yeah, we had a few for the sequels too. Disney, we don't care about Sorry to break it to you, but that's not why this episode is going to be remembered for. The episode is going to be remembered for Mando, for the Armorer, for Paz Vizsla, for BD1, and for this little beauty right there. And the test flight montage, the test flight sequence also is impressive. Absolutely impressive. He takes the ship through the canyon that we saw also on the Phantom Menace with the pod racing. Amazing. Beautiful take. Beautiful. The landscapes in this game. We see Tatooine. We know how is Tatooine, but to see it through those eyes is just incredible. And so he takes the fighter, Mando takes the fighter to space. And there we meet yet another bit of nostalgia with the X-Wings playing space cops. We also callbacks to the Mandalorian in the show, right? Because, where's your registration? Well, ping me. Oh, you can ping me. No, I was just testing the ship. It's nostalgia. Not so old, of course, but it's still a good callback. With also the pilot that we saw gave the medal to Gina Carano, to Cara Dune. And it's impressive, no? The Republic is there. Its control is very feeble. That's the reality of it. That's why we sure could have used Rangers of the New Republic. Thank you, Disney, for firing Gina Carano and not even giving us a replacement with Hera Syndulla or something. Shame on you. Anyways, downsides on this episode, very few. Very few. I really had a good time. I love the funny moments like Pelimoto speaking Jawa and having dated one. It opens a new shit can of anime questionable content to know that Jawas are furry, but I don't want to get into that ever again if possible. And of course, the one elephant in the room is the lack of time, man. Boba Fett should be in the book of Boba Fett, even if this was a divergent episode that which, like a stream, ends in the main river of the narrative action. I'm all for that. It's a good diversion. The problem is, I think we're gonna get more of that on next episode. Why? Because Mando doesn't leave the covert by itself, in a way. The spare is turned into something for the foundling. We don't know exactly what. Looks like a chainmail or something. We don't know. But it's for a foundling. And the foundling is Grogu. The foundling is a little baby Yoda Grogu. And like the music of the man who pointed us that our boy would be back in this episode, we are heavily hinted that we're going to see Grogu again. Will we see Master Skywalker too? Why not? I really don't know, but honestly, this episode was a treat for the fans. Was pure fan service. And I say, give me 10 of that. Give me 10 of that, because it's what we want. So, somebody's done their homework. They've done a hell of an episode. I'm glad Robert Rodriguez was behind the wheel on this one, but not on top of it. Because Bryce Dallas Howard. Remember that name, if you could ever forget it. Because she's done the best episode of the season so far. For me, it's a 9.5 out of 10. I don't give 10s. And only because my man Tim was not in the place. But apart from that, no questions from me, top-notch episode, and I was very, very, very pleased to have it. Thank you, and see you next time. Please click the like, subscribe, and comment if you want. I'll be happy to reply. See you later.